How to start a painting business for beginners? Good question. And I'm going to try to give you the answer. Alright, so yesterday I got an interesting email from one of my followers, and she was saying, she wrote me, "Hey Juan, hey 518 Painters, thanks for all the cool videos and the tips and tricks, but I have a question. How do you go about starting your own business?" So that kind of made me think, and I kind of came up with a little 10-step method that I use personally to start my own business, and hopefully, this will help you guys start your business and get out there. And keep in mind, this is different for every state, so you're gonna have to do some research yourself, and it's not hard. It's just knowing where to go. So I'm gonna try to give you those little pointers of where you can get the information and where you can get your forms that you have to fill out, and you're just gonna have to go from there. I'm gonna show you how I did it in my state, which is upstate New York, and hopefully that'll help you guys get started. Alright, so stay tuned. Hey, so for those who are new to this channel, my name is Juan. I'm the owner of 518 Painters here in upstate New York, and if you haven't done so yet, I would suggest you subscribe, and that way you can always stay updated with our latest content. I'm constantly uploading anything that has to do with home improvement, painting, tips, tricks, and anything that has to do with the actual business. And if you're interested in that stuff, hit that subscribe button, and you'll always be notified when I upload my latest video. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to pick your name, and I suggest when you're picking your name, you keep it simple. You want to have a name that people can remember and that people know instantly what you do. For instance, I chose 518 Painters because it's very simple. It's 518 is our area code, and painters is self-explanatory. So when you see 518 Painters, we're servicing the 518 area, and we're painters. So it's very simple. So you can go out and do something like that. If that name is already taken, I would suggest still you keep it simple. You can say tri-state area painters or upstate New York painters, something like that, for example, or wherever you're from. Keep it simple. Let people know what you do so that they can see your advertisement somewhere, and later on, if they decide to look it up, they remember, okay, oh, it's easy. It was just 518 Painters or 917 Painters or 838 Painters, whatever. So keep in mind your area that you're servicing. Also keep in mind your demographics. You want to go out and if you want to pick a name, let's say for instance luxury painting, when you pick a name like that, or high-end painting, keep in mind that the people that are that don't have a huge, like a big income, that they most likely will shy away from something like luxury painting, high-end painting, because they're gonna hear the name and automatically think that you charge a lot, which is okay if that's what you want to do. If that's if that's the audience that you want to target, go ahead and do so. But you're gonna have to think about it. Who am I getting at? Am I getting at an income of 10 to 15,000 a year, 50 to 100, 100 to 500,000, and so on? So your name kind of has weight in making a decision, if you understand what I'm saying. So when you're picking your name, what you want to do, you want to hop on Google and see if it's available. Hop on Google and type in your name, type in the state that you're in, and see what comes up. If you don't see anything come up, then usually that means you're good and you can go ahead with step 2. Okay, step 2 is getting your EIN number, which is your employer identification number. This is free. You don't have to pay anything for this. You can do it online, and they usually reply within a day or two. So all you have to do is you go online, you go to the website and sign up for your EIN, which you'll need to obtain your DBA and register your business. So it's very important that you get that EIN number. Also with that EIN number, that's how you pay your taxes. That'll be the the tax number for your business.
Okay, so in order to obtain your employee identification number, I'm going to hop online. I'm going to type in apply for EIN online. Alright. So we put in apply for EIN online, and we're going to skip past these right here where it says add, because usually what that is you're going to have to pay for that, for somebody to do it for you when it's absolutely free. So you're going to look for the first one that says irs.gov. Okay, then I'm going to click on that. Okay, that's going to bring you to the IRS website, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You got step 1, determine your eligibility. Step 2, understand online application. Step 3, submit your application. So you're just going to go through 1, 2, and 3. Step 1 is really finding out if you have a social security number, and it says right here you're limited to 1 EIN per responsible party per day. So pretty much, if you have your social security number, you're all set. And step 2, it's going to tell you pretty much, that you have to do these steps within 15 minutes, or what's going to happen is it's going to automatically save and boot you from the site, and then you're going to have to go back in and start where you left off. And then you go to apply online, and that's it. It's fairly simple. It's going to ask you your social security number, your address, and the name that you're going to use as your business. So you're going to see this little tension box pop up. You just hit OK and continue. Then here you're going to see, do I need an EIN? Do I need a new EIN? Pretty much, if you're starting your own business, yes, you need an EIN. You need your number to pay your taxes. Also to get your DBA. So what you would do is just hit begin application, and then you decide whether you're a sole proprietor, if you're doing this as a partnership, corporations, limited liability, your LLC, and so on. Me, I did a sole proprietor. It was just me, and I didn't have a partnership or an LLC, and I suggest you do a sole proprietor. But that's something you have to figure out yourself. Just do your research, and it says, again, it says here, sole proprietor includes individuals who are in business themselves or household employers. And then it'll give you the description right here. If you're a sole proprietor or a household employer. So again, I did the sole proprietor. And then here, all that is you're confirming your selection. And then, it'll take you through this, the reason why you're requesting an EIN. Because I started a new business. You check this. Hit continue. And then this is where you type in your personal information, social security number. Down here, you got your first name and so on and so on. It's very self-explanatory, so it's really easy to do. And then you hit continue again. Then you do your addresses here, details, and then you confirm it. And what they'll do is they'll send you an email notification with your EIN number, which you can either print out or store, save on your computer. I would suggest you do both. Save it in your computer, save it in your email too. So whenever you hop in your email, you can type in EIN and it comes up automatically. That's pretty much one of the quickest way to find it if you don't remember where you stored it on your laptop. Also, I'd suggest you print out a hard copy.
All right, so step 3 is registering your business. What you'll have to do is you'll have to get your DBA. DBA stands for doing business as. So in my case, 518 Painters is my business name. So that would be my DBA. I believe it was $25 to register. And the way that works, you hop online, you fill out the form, you print it out, then you go to your county clerk and pay. I'm pretty sure it was only like $25, and that will register your business as your business with your business name. Okay, now this is where you have to do some research because every state is different. You have to research if your state requires you to have a license as a painter. Where I'm from, it's not required. It's not necessary to have a license. But if I was to go to the city, then I would need a license. The reason you do this is because see you can choose everything. Everything in life is there's a choice. You choose to either get the license or not. You don't necessarily have to get a license, but it has consequences. So later on, if your state requires a license and you don't have a license, you can get fined. And it's a couple of thousand. I'm pretty sure it was like 5-6 thousand if you don't have your license in the state that requires a license. Also, a lot of customers will look at your business and they will ask you, hey, do you have a license? Can I see your license? Do you have insurance? If you have none of that stuff, then they'll shy away from hiring you because, if your state requires to have a license and you don't have one, it looks bad on your business, on your company. So I would suggest that if your state does require a license, you go and get that license, and whatever the fee is for that, it's worth it because the business that you'll eventually get for having the license compared to the business that you will lose if you don't have the license, it just makes sense that you obtain your license, and you do everything by the books.
Okay, so in order to obtain your DBA, I'm gonna hop online again. I'm gonna go to Google. And what I would suggest is the first thing you Google is if your state, the state that you live in, is if it requires you to have a licensing to be a contractor, i.e. a painter. And it's a simple Google search. And then once you determine if you need a license or not, you type in DBA Albany County in my case, since I'm in Albany County. Then once this pops up, you're gonna go and look over the ones that say add right here. Always pass the ones that say add right here because they're gonna charge you a fee. They're gonna probably triple the price of what it really costs to file your DBA. It's very simple, so you don't need that. So you're gonna go to how to file a DBA Albany County, right? So we're gonna click right here. In your case, you would obviously do your county, whatever county you're in. So this is gonna bring me right here, and this one's very simple. You see, it's the office of the Albany County Clerk. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna read this text. Pretty much explains how to go about it, and then right here you see download the DBA form, and I'm an individual person filing the DBA, so that's the one I would get. I would double click on that, and it's gonna bring me right here to this form, and this is the form that you want to fill out. What you want to do is you want to print it out and then fill in all of this with your name, stating that you're 18 years of age, where you live, your state, your zip. I intend to do business in, and it would say whatever county you're in. I'm pretty sure it's similar to what I have here. I don't know. Like I said, this is the county that I'm in, so this is the one that I would fill out. Then you put your signature, your social security, and don't fill out the date yet, because that's the date that you're gonna go there. And don't put your signature. Matter of fact, yeah, don't put your signature yet, because it says right here, complete the form, but do not sign it until in presence of a notary public or commissioner of deeds. So again, you would fill out all this stuff, but don't sign and don't date until you actually go to your clerk and pay that fee. I believe it's $25 what I had to pay, and then you're gonna sign in front of them. Also, you're gonna have your you're gonna need your EIN when you go there. Alright, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you got that and you paid that $25 or whatever fee they charge, then you're officially your registered business in your county.
So another reason you need the DBA is to later on set up a bank account, a business bank account, because you want to keep your personal bank account and your business bank account separate, due to the fact that you're going to be using that money, that business account, to pay for your materials and have your receipts, and also you want to use your business account to pay your taxes. So what I suggest is, once you get your DBA, you go to your bank and say, hey, I want to set up a business account. They'll ask you, they ask you for your DBA. You give them your DBA, then you'll have a checking account and a savings account. Now, what I suggest is, whenever you have a job, so after completing your job and after you get paid, you take your money, you pay your materials, but you also take, we take 30 to 35% out of what we made and put it to the side. We put it into the savings account, and that way we don't have to touch it. And at the end, when it's time to pay taxes, we know it's there. I suggest you do that every time, because you don't want to fall behind. Once you fall behind, the catching up is the hard part. If you say every job, okay, listen, I'm gonna quote this for X amount, and then keep in mind that you have to pay 35%. So you always know how much you have to put to the side, how much you have to put in your savings account in order to pay your taxes later on. I suggest you really stay up on that, because it can get you into a pickle if you don't.